Have you ever said something you didn't mean just because you were angry? Have you ever made a decision in frustration only to regret it moments later? We've all been there. It's a universal human experience. The sting of words spoken in haste, the consequences of actions taken in the heat of the moment. This is the crucial difference between reacting and responding. Reaction is quick, emotional, and often destructive. Response is thoughtful, calm, and powerful. Today, let's explore how mastering this art, choosing to respond, not react, can transform your relationships, your career, and your inner peace. Picture this. You're in a heated argument with a close friend. Maybe it's about something trivial, or maybe it's a long-standing issue that finally boils over. Voices rise. Words fly fast and sharp. In that intense moment, you react in anger. Hurtful things spill out. Things you don't truly mean, but can never fully take back. The silence afterward is heavy. The relationship is damaged, sometimes in ways that are hard to repair. Now imagine something different. This time, as the argument heats up, you feel the anger rising. But you pause, just for a few seconds. You take a breath. You let the first wave of emotion wash over you, resisting the urge to lash out. When you finally speak, your words are measured, your tone calm. Instead of fueling the conflict, you invite understanding. The conversation shifts. Instead of building a wall, you build a bridge. That pause, that small intentional gap, is where emotional growth lives. Reaction is instinct. Response is choice. When you react, your emotions control you. When you respond, you control your emotions. This is the foundation of emotional intelligence. It's the skill that great leaders, successful entrepreneurs, and wise thinkers all share. They don't let anger, fear, or stress dictate their actions. Instead, they create a moment of space, reflect, and choose the best response. But why is it so hard? Why do we so often find ourselves reacting before we even realize it? The answer lies deep in our biology. Our brains are wired for survival. When we perceive a threat, even a social one, our fight or flight system kicks in. Adrenaline floods our bodies. Our hearts race. In this state, we're primed to react, not reflect. It's a useful response when facing physical danger. But in everyday life, especially in our relationships and work, this instinct can do more harm than good. The good news is, we can train ourselves to respond rather than react. It starts with self-awareness. Notice the signs in your body when you're getting triggered: tight shoulders, clenched jaw, racing thoughts. Catch yourself in the moment. Then, insert a pause. This pause can be as simple as taking a deep breath, counting to 5, or briefly stepping away from the situation. In that pause, ask yourself, what outcome do I really want? How will my words or actions affect the other person? Is this about them, or is it about something inside you? Consider this. Responding doesn't mean suppressing your feelings or avoiding difficult conversations. It means expressing yourself with intention and respect, even when you're upset. It means choosing words that heal rather than words that hurt. Over time, this approach builds trust and deepens your connections with others. In the workplace, the difference between reacting and responding is often the difference between chaos and collaboration. Imagine a team under pressure, a deadline looming. Tempers flare, mistakes happen, and criticism flies. In a reactive environment, blame and resentment grow. Productivity suffers. But when leaders and team members choose to respond, by listening, by seeking solutions rather than scapegoats, the entire dynamic shifts. Challenges become opportunities for growth. People feel heard and valued. The team becomes stronger. The same principle applies to your inner life. How often do you react to your own thoughts and emotions with harsh self-criticism or anxiety? By learning to respond to yourself with patience and compassion, you foster resilience and self-acceptance. You begin to break the cycle of negative self-talk and impulsive decisions. So, how can you practice the art of responding? Start small. The next time you feel triggered by a comment, a setback, or even traffic, pause. Breathe. Notice what you're feeling without judgment. Give yourself a moment to choose your next move. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. Each time you choose to respond, you strengthen your emotional muscles. Another powerful tool is curiosity. When you feel yourself about to react, ask questions. Why am I feeling this way? What's really bothering me? What does the other person need right now? Curiosity turns conflict into conversation and anger into understanding. Remember, responding isn't about being passive or avoiding conflict. It's about engaging with clarity and empathy. It's about standing up for yourself and your values without sacrificing your relationships or your peace of mind. Over time, you'll notice changes. Arguments become less frequent and less intense. Misunderstandings turn into opportunities for connection. You become someone who others trust, even in difficult situations. Most importantly, you'll notice a new sense of calm within yourself. You're no longer at the mercy of every emotional storm. You've learned to navigate with intention and grace. Mastering the art of response is a lifelong journey. There will be moments when you slip, when you react before you realize it. That's okay. What matters is that you keep coming back to the practice. With each pause, each thoughtful response, you become more of the person you want to be. Someone who builds rather than breaks. Someone who inspires rather than inflames. Every day brings new challenges, new triggers, and new opportunities to choose response over reaction. With practice, you'll find that the space between stimulus and response grows wider. In that space lies your power to shape your relationships, your career, and your inner world. So the next time you're caught in a storm of emotion, remember, reaction is instinct, but response is your superpower. And with every conscious choice, you move one step closer to the life you truly want to live. Training yourself to respond instead of react is one of the most transformative skills you can develop. In our fast-paced, often stressful world, emotions can surge without warning. Anger, frustration, anxiety, or even excitement. These emotions often trigger an automatic reaction, a split-second impulse that may not serve your best interests. But imagine if, in that crucial moment, you could pause, assess, and choose your response with intention. This is not only possible, but within your reach. The first technique is the pause. When emotions rise, the natural tendency is to act immediately, driven by instinct and raw feeling. But if you can catch yourself in that moment and simply pause, you start to regain control. Take 3 deep, measured breaths. As you inhale and exhale, focus on the sensation of the air moving in and out of your body. This simple act helps interrupt the cascade of chemicals that fuel impulsive reactions. Deep breathing calms your nervous system and gives your brain a chance to shift from the emotional fight or flight response to the logical, reasoning part of your mind. With each breath, you buy yourself a little more space, a precious few seconds in which clarity can emerge. The next step is to label the emotion. Often, intense feelings swirl inside us without definition, amplifying confusion and distress. But research shows that when you identify and name your emotion, it loses some of its power over you. Say to yourself, I'm angry, or I'm anxious, or even I'm hurt. You don't have to judge yourself for feeling this way. Just acknowledge it. By naming what you're experiencing, you shine a light on it, making it less mysterious and overwhelming. This process, called affect labeling, is a powerful psychological tool. It allows you to step outside of the emotion, observe it, and begin to understand it. Suddenly, you're not being swept away. You're standing on solid ground, looking at the wave as it passes. Once you've paused and labeled your emotion, it's time for the third technique. Ask the key question. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to lose sight of your goals and values. But if you can ask yourself, what outcome do I want? You shift your focus from the emotion itself to what truly matters. This question invites you to think about the bigger picture. want to resolve a conflict peacefully, preserve a relationship, make a thoughtful decision. By concentrating on the desired result, you become proactive instead of reactive. Your response becomes guided by intention, not impulse. Practicing these 3 steps, pausing, labeling the emotion, and asking the key question, will help you build emotional awareness and self-control over time. It's not about suppressing your feelings or pretending they don't exist. It's about honoring, understanding, and choosing how to act in alignment with your best self. Imagine the impact if you brought these techniques into your daily life. Picture a challenging conversation with a colleague, partner, or friend. Emotions flare, but you pause, breathe deeply, and recognize the feeling. I'm frustrated right now. Instead of snapping or withdrawing, you ask yourself, what do I want to achieve here? Maybe it's mutual understanding, compromise, or simply expressing yourself calmly. With this clarity, your response becomes measured, intentional, and respectful. Or consider moments when life throws unexpected obstacles your way. A rejection, a mistake, or a sudden change. The old pattern might be to react with panic or anger. But now, you pause, breathe, and name the emotion. I'm disappointed. Then you ask, what's the best way forward? You may choose to seek feedback, regroup, or find a new solution. You act with purpose, not panic. Over time, you'll notice a shift. Regrets over things said or done in haste become fewer. Your relationships deepen as people sense your steadiness and respect. Your mind grows calmer, less prone to the storm of unchecked emotion. And most importantly, you start to trust yourself, to know that whatever comes your way, you can choose your response. Respond, don't react. It sounds simple, but it can change everything. When you respond, you reclaim your power from fleeting emotions. You become the author of your actions rather than a passenger swept along by circumstance. This is the path to stronger relationships, clearer thinking, and genuine confidence. Your relationships will grow stronger as you meet others with empathy and composure. You'll be able to listen more deeply, understand more fully, and resolve conflicts with grace. Your mind will be calmer, free from the tyranny of regret and the chaos of unchecked reactions. You'll step into situations, not with fear or defensiveness, but with confidence, knowing you can handle whatever unfolds. And you'll discover that true power is not reacting to the storm, but choosing how to stand within it. Life will always bring challenges, moments that test your patience and resilience. But with each pause, each act of emotional awareness, you reinforce your capacity to respond with wisdom and strength. So, the next time life pushes your buttons, pause, breathe, and respond. Let the moment come to you rather than rushing into it. Give yourself the grace to feel, to think, and to choose. Over time, these small choices add up to a life of greater peace, purpose, and fulfillment. If this message inspired you, remember that growth is a journey, not a destination. Every day brings opportunities to practice, to learn, and to improve. The more you engage with these techniques, the more natural they will become. You'll find yourself responding thoughtfully, even in the most challenging situations. And as you do, you'll inspire those around you to do the same. Emotional growth, self-mastery, and lasting success all begin with this simple shift, from reaction to response. It starts with a breath, a moment of awareness, and a question that points you toward your best self. Embrace these steps, practice them daily, and watch as your life transforms from chaos to calm, from confusion to clarity, from reaction to wise response. Remember, you are not defined by your emotions, but by the choices you make in response to them. Choose wisely, respond thoughtfully, and step into your power. One breath, one moment, one decision at a time.